We're talking about grief, and Aingeal Rose has some striking realizations. Have a listen.
You're listening to World of Empowerment Radio, your station for practical spirituality in a changing world. And here are your hosts, Aingeal Rose and Ahonu.
Hi, you're very welcome. I am Ahonu, and this is my lovely Aingeal Rose. Aingeal Rose has been in conversation lately about grief, and all of us have been through some kind of grief of one kind or another, and most of us have shied away from it and not dealt with it in its fullness, as we're going to find out. So, Aingeal Rose, tell us what has been going on with you and grief.
Well, it was just a discussion that I started with a friend of mine. Every week we decided to explore the subject of grief, and if grief was natural, if it's just something horrible or doesn't have any benefits. And we had a discussion with Source about it, and Source basically gave us a lot of benefits to grief, which we've been exploring. And some of them were that Source explained that it was actually an emotion that reveals true freedom. And it also said that it was a tool that ends cycles for a person and begins new ones. So I thought these were very interesting comments. There were just a couple of the comments that they actually said more than that, but really it's a doorway, a portal to the heart as well, to heart opening. And of course, if anybody's ever felt grief, you know that you get plunged right into deep emotion right away. But we don't stay there. And what Source was saying is if you'd stay with it and not try to get rid of it and suppress the emotion when it comes up, it would actually lead you to such a depth of feeling that would actually lead you to new awakenings, new insights, and that it proves that life always leads you to more life. No matter what you're going through, any emotion, it is a portal to new life and new possibilities. And I thought it was interesting that it said that it was an ending of a cycle for a person. So let's say let's say somebody passes away in your life and you're the one left behind. Source was explaining that for the one left behind, well, also for the one who's passed away, obviously that's a doorway to a new life for that person. But also it's a doorway for you as well, in the sense that because your life has abruptly stopped in a particular way, that after you go through all of the shock and then the anger and then the denial, and then you come to a gradual acceptance, that it actually does open a doorway for you for a whole host of new possibilities. So, it was very interesting. So from there, we went on to discuss cycles, because Source was talking about the fact that your spirit will use these events to stop a cycle for you and open a new one, if you can only look at it that way. It's really designed to expand you into more life, more opportunity to grow higher with yourself. But in that, it was revealing to us, actually just today, that many of us don't complete the cycle of grief. In other words, we stop the process because it's so painful. We drug ourselves, we medicate ourselves, some turn to alcohol, some just never complete the whole entire process. So I decided to ask myself today, when we got off the call, I asked my tarot cards, actually, because I used to read cards, was there something in the grief process that I personally have not completed? And I pulled the Moon card, which was rich, full of all sorts of subconscious activity, interesting things, which I won't go into, but let's just say, in a way, it opened Pandora's box for me, which isn't pleasant, but it reveals that we are where we are today because of things that we haven't completely processed. So having said that, and there's more to come in the grief process, because this is a continuing discussion I'm having with my friend. But we also recently just put out an email to everyone about a tool that we've been using lately called the voice analysis tool. It's part of quantum healing therapy. And this device analyzes your voice, which holds over a billion bits of information and contains the entire content of your subconscious mind and your emotional body. It's held in our voices. So by analyzing it and finding out what is knocking you off balance or causing some sort of distortion within you, the software then creates new frequencies that have 5 overlays that cancel out old programs and old trauma out of your subconscious mind so that you can be more who you really are, your true self. And this is what I've realized today, even just looking at my own card that I pulled, the moon card, of places that I haven't gone in terms of the expansiveness that Source is talking about. I stopped my own process part of the way because I had fear of the rug being pulled out from under me in the future. So I haven't entirely embraced the potential of myself. So with this software that we have that is slowly canceling out issues for myself and Ahonu, and we're starting to come back to ourselves. And unfortunately, you can't really totally experience a total shift unless you clear out some of the stuff. So it's a purification process, I won't lie, but it runs deep, and we feel like we're finally on the road to some true healing. So stay tuned. If you're interested in having a voice analysis session, how do they do that, Ahonu?
Yeah, if you're interested in having a session, just go to aingealrose.com, which is Aingeal Rose's website for booking readings. But just go /voice. That's aingealrose.com /voice. And there's information there and a little video that explains it all. And many people, when they see that little video and realize the power and the extent of it, they contact us, and straight away you can book a little time slot. It doesn't take long. It's only like a 20-second recording that we're going to ask you to do with your voice. And then you get a 24-minute fixed recording back of your voice that you listen to that helps you deal and uncover and resolve a lot of these issues. So it's very, very powerful. So the website to go to is aingealrose.com /voice.
And we'll both testify to the power of this technology and the power of these recordings and the surprise even that turns up when things start coming up for you that are embedded deep within your physical body and in your bones. So with our discussion on grief and how Source is now explaining the uses of grief in terms of its potential to expand you, open you up, take you to new heights of spirituality and self-awareness, combined with our new voice analysis project. I hope this has helped you in some way. Thank you.
Absolutely. Blessings. Until next time. Bye-bye from myself, Ahonu, and from Aingeal Rose.
You have been listening to Aingeal Rose and Ahonu on World of Empowerment Radio, your station for practical spirituality in a changing world.